Welcome to my channel. Design with me. Follow my IG. Shop the website. Relaunching Black Friday. Okay, I'm done. Hey HARASDOLLS, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. It is Day Haras NYC, the fashion channel, coming to you guys podcast style edition. Yes, we are a fashion channel, but of course I have to tap in with my HARASDOLLS and give you my experiences in life, where I tell you about all the red flags, all the things to avoid when it comes to men, women, friendships, relationships. I'm here to teach you guys, okay? I'm here for you guys to learn from my mistakes. So, anyways, let's get started. Today I have a juicy squish mac and cheese story time for you guys. And y'all, I didn't even plan on giving you guys this story. This experience completely slipped my mind. But I was on Facebook the other day, and I'm never on Facebook. My Instagram is connected to my Facebook, so sometimes some of my posts might kind of generate over there, but I'm never physically on Facebook. It's never really been my thing. I hate Facebook. I know it's a thing for a lot of people, but it's just never been my thing. Nevertheless, I was on Facebook, and I was looking at my stories just to see which stories I had that uploaded, and I looked through my views. Sometimes I look through my views just to see, like, because I'm not on Facebook, I don't even know who I'm friends with on there, who I'm not friends with on there from years ago. So I just wanted to see who was keeping in with me, right? Tapping in with me. So I ended up seeing this person, this old quote unquote friend, was watching my stories. And I was just like, what is she doing here? Like, I haven't been friends with this girl, y'all, for legit like 15 years. No cap, no kizzy. Haven't seen her page, seen her face. Last time I checked, we weren't even friends on Facebook, but my Facebook is public, so people keep in touch with you. All my profiles are public. I'm a public figure in a sense, and it is what it is. So nevertheless, let's just get started by giving her a name, okay? So since you want to pop up in Big Oman's story watching Bareface, let's give you a story, all right? Let's give you a name. We're going to call her Mustard. And I knew exactly what I wanted to call her, because if you guys knew what her real name was, you guys would think that Mustard was a funny choice. It's so clever. Such a good play on words. So let's just call her Mustard. Mustard! Turn the TV up, turn the TV up, turn the TV up, turn the TV up. I always wanted to say that. I don't even listen to DJ Mustard, but I like listening to that in the commercials. So, yeah, I just always wanted to scream that. Nevertheless, the reason why I'm even wanting to discuss this story time is because I've been thinking about a lot of red flags. A lot of red flags that I failed to notice in situations that I have been in the past that brought me to complete chaos. And I feel like after I've done a lot of these story times with you guys, one of the common things that always pop up in my head is, Sarah, how did you get here? And the reason I got here is because I avoided red flags, or I misread red flags, or I didn't notice red flags. I was oblivious to red flags. So this story time had a lot of red flags, and I'm happy that the story didn't end in it ended in chaos. It just didn't end in the typical chaos, but a chaos nonetheless. But a lot of red flags should have prepared me for the final doomsday. But being that a lot of these experiences took place in my younger years, I do try to give myself grace, and we all should give ourselves grace. We're not born with complete wisdom. So there's a lot of things that we learn at different stages of our lives. Some people learn it earlier. Some people learn it later, but as long as we learn it. In other news, let's get started with the story. So, Mustard and I actually met when we were very young. We were in elementary school, right? We were like in grade school. Our parents were church friends, so they went to the same church. Mustard and I also attended that church, and it was a Catholic church where we had to do our like first communion. Wear them little white bridal dresses and the white gloves and all that like hoopla. So I knew Mustard from there. Was I ever friends with Mustard from that young? No, it wasn't a situation where I chose Mustard as a friend or she chose me as a friend. Our parents were friends. They went to church together. So whenever our parents were like having their little like church capades, we were two young girls. We were the same age. And it would just stick us to each other. Boom. Always had an awkward stance with her from even that young, because even though we knew each other that young, we even went to the same grade school and the same Sunday school for church. We never were naturally just friends or naturally gravitated to each other. So as time went by, we actually lived across the street from each other too, which is so crazy. And think about it. You live across the street from someone, you guys go to the same Sunday school, and you guys go to school Monday to Friday with each other. I think we were in the same class too, and we never had that close knit relationship because, well, personally, she just wasn't my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was very sheltered. Mustard was someone who grew up very sheltered. Like, our parents were both in the church, but my mom is a cool mom. My mom's a rock star. Okay, my mom been a rock star from young, and one thing I like about my mom is that she allowed us to be ourselves. She gave us the freedom to be ourselves. I told my mom, hey, I want to shave half my head at 16. She's like, go ahead. I want to shave my head bald. I want to color it. I want to do this. She always allowed us to express ourselves as children. In other news, for Mustard, her mom was more so like we're from the same culture. We're both from Haiti, but like there's just two type of Haitians. There's the Haitians that are hip and that are down, like my mom is, and there's the Haitians that are like, oh my God, church God sinners. Like that was her mom. Her mom was literally like the mom from the movie Carrie. I'm not even joking. Like borderline. So, like I said, Mustard and I didn't really have like a blossoming friendship. We were just kind of like, our parents swore up and down we were best friends because it made sense, but no, we weren't that, right? I knew that Mustard was more open to being my friend than I was open to being hers. I felt like she was very boring because she lived a sheltered life, and I felt like she found me interesting because I got a lot more freedoms than her growing up. So from grade school on, we ended up going to separate high schools. We already finished Sunday school and stuff like that. So we weren't seeing that much of each other, which was fine. Never really affected me because, like I said, we just had to be with each other for the sake of our parents always being around each other. And our parents, it wasn't like my mom and her mom was best friends either. It was just, they just did church shit together. Sorry to say church and ish together, but so now fast forward, we get to like high school, freshman year, sophomore year of high school. That's when I start to kind of blossom. Like I told you guys, I'm literally like a butterfly. I started off in a cocoon and then I blossomed with wings. A lot of people who knew me back then and know me now, I always get this. People always be like, oh my God, you look so different. Oh my God, I can't believe this is you. Oh my God, oh my God. Like, one day I'm really going to have to find a picture of me from way back when and just do like a transformation Tuesday so you guys can like open your eyes wide open. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, I really like transformed and blossomed for real, for real. And even the other day, I had this guy contact me on Instagram, sidebar. And him and I literally went on like 2 or 3 dates when I was a freshman in college. And he was like, oh my God, like I came across your Instagram. We had a mutual friend. I felt like it was you, but then I'm like, oh my God, you look so different. And then I saw the sewing stuff and the design stuff, and I remember, you wanted to do that, and I'm like, that has to be you. So I just had to write you because I want to know if you're Sarah. Like, do you remember we went to this restaurant? And I'm telling you, I dated this guy like over 10 years ago. Like, not even dated. We went on like 1 or 2 dates and just lost. I don't even know why or how we lost contact, but we just did. And it's been over 10 years, and he was just so like intrigued. Like, I wish I could show y'all the message of how intrigued he was. Like, oh my God, is this you? Like, so I just say that to say is that I just started, like, I had started blossoming, right? So I'm in high school, I'm blossoming, I'm doing my like whole fashion stuff, I'm in cosmetology school, whatever, doing hair, doing my thing. So I was always seeing Mustard around the way because we lived across the street from each other. But then, like, one day when I was really stepping out, like, I think I had colored hair, I had my nose pierced, like, you know what I'm saying? I had my own lane. I was starting my own fashion lane, and I seen Mustard. And I think we hadn't seen each other that whole summer because she had spent summer in Haiti and whatever the case may be. So she kind of like stopped me and was like, hey, Sarah, like, oh my God, I haven't seen you all summer. You look so good. You look so cool. This, that, and the third. Like, she was like intrigued. And like Mustard was like I said, she lived a sheltered life. So everything about her was plain Jane simple. Like, it wasn't even like, I felt like she couldn't even have a personality because she was just brought up in such like military nun school. So she had no personality. And then she wasn't even like one of those shelter kids who secretly had spunk and hid it from their parents. Like, she just was dull as a freaking white wall, like dull as a pencil, like literally. No offense. I'm not judging people who are dull, to each his own, but I'm a person who's extremely eccentric. I love colors, I love texture, I love, like, I'm very like just, so I know dull when I see it. No offense though. Like, if your whole house is black, gold, and nude and white, like, do your thing, but you're boring. Sorry. All my nude babes out there, I know it's chic and classy, but it's also very boring. I'm tired of seeing freaking nude palettes all over my damn feed. Like, it's a lifestyle. Like, girl, get some color in your life. But nevertheless, sorry, I'm just, y'all catching strays. But okay, so back to the story. So now, where was I? Okay, yeah, this is where I was. So I end up seeing Mustard. She's acting all interested in me, more than usual, more than necessarily these past few years. Like, because, we met in grade school, now it's high school. So she asks, I don't even think we had each other like number and social medias and stuff or whatever the case may be, because we were kind of drifting off in separate ways. So we traded that and stuff like that, and we just started talking a little bit more. She would hit me up. So Mustard is keeping more in contact with me, and she actually comes and starts to ring my bell and come to like see if I'm home and hang out with me. So one day I was in my house with a few of my friends, and Mustard came and rang the bell. And my mom answered, told me Mustard was downstairs. I was kind of surprised because she never has done that before. That was a first. And invited her up, whatever. She's the oddball out, literally. Me and my friends, we're about to go party. At that time, I had a fake ID. You feel me? I was stepping. Like, I was doing my thing. I was doing brunch in the city with 21-year-olds. Like, I was moving around. I was really trying to get my feet wet in, like, just the fashion industry and stuff. And I had the freedom to do so. So me and my friends are getting ready to go to a party. So now Mustard, she's like the oddball out, but she's just kind of there. It's a little awkward. I introduce her to my friends, not making her feel awkward. And we ready to leave, and she's asking me, like, if she could come. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess, but, like, I don't know, like, this place might have ID. Did you even ask your mom? You know how your mom is, this and that. So she's asking me to, like, ask my mom, to ask her mom, and all that stuff. And it's like, baby girl, no. I'm trying to be grown. I'm trying to be grown. We ain't doing none of that. My mother didn't even know where I'm going right now. She know I'm going with my friends, probably to the park or something. She don't even know that we got fake IDs about to be doing something. Like, girl, no. You and your motherfucking... Sorry, I keep cursing. You and your church mom, y'all gonna have to go and do that somewhere else. Y'all not about to... My mom is cool and lenient, but she ain't that lenient. I'm still bending the rules a little bit, and you're not about to ruin that for me. No, thank you. So I'm kind of trying to talk her out of trying to come or whatever, which I ended up doing because it wasn't an environment for her to come anyways. Like I said, she didn't have a fake ID. It wasn't her scene. So after that day, I realized that Mustard started to contact me more and more often, asking me, like, what are the plans for the weekend? Like, just trying to get in the groove of things. One thing that I started to notice about Mustard when I started to make room for her, because I remember my mom was like, oh, why you don't ever hang out with Mustard? Like, y'all are older now. Y'all should go out, take her out with your friends and stuff like that. Because my mom knew her mother had a stick up her ass anyways. My mom knew. So she was telling me that. So I started to feel bad for Mustard. And I was just like, you know what? She's cool. She's quiet. I know her for a lot of years. It's not her fault. Her mother's a prude. I'm going to take her out with me. So as she's hitting me up, trying to, like, get in the scene with me and come out a little bit more, that's the first mistake I made. It's not my job to show nobody the ropes. Like, being mommy to your friends is not a flex. If my friend can't stand on her own 2 feet as far as doing something that she wants to do and is capable of doing, not saying I can't help my friend who's in distress, but I'm not carrying you and you can walk. Learn how to put one foot in front of the other and get to moving, or stay your ass where you're at. And that was my first mistake. Why am I babying someone who is living a sheltered life? Why am I trying to infiltrate them into my life because that's what they want? When at the end of the day, you're 16, your mom has you sheltered. You only got but 2 damn years till you could do what you want. The legal age is, in some places, is goddamn 16, 17. We in New York City, legal age is 18. Girl, you about to go to college and do as you please. Just wait it out. It is what it is. If I was in your position, I would have the balls to sneak out, or I would wait it out. You know what I mean? So I just felt like her kind of trying to infiltrate into me and what I'm doing was kind of like, girl, you're shooting for the stars and you're not even ready. You feel me? You see me and you see that I'm able to live a certain way, and you feel like we're the same and we came from the same place, and you just want to do it too. Cool, whatever. So I invite her out one day because she's been begging me to come out. I invite her out to somewhere that she would be able to come to. I think we were going to like a high school party, but we were crashing a high school party. She didn't even know that. We were crashing, like we were sneaking into another high school's party because we didn't have the school ID to get into that party. Back in the days before all this social media stuff, high schools had parties and they were lit, and other schools would sneak into other schools' party, and then they would all fight after the party on the train. Like that was the flex. So we going to sneak into another party. I don't know why I would invite a square to do something like that, but I did. And she lived across the street from me, but she lived at the end of the street going towards the main avenue. So we're young. We're taking public transportation. We're getting on dollar cabs, dollar vans. If you guys are from Brooklyn, New York, or anywhere in the 5 boroughs, you know that they have like these little cab services that only take you down one street, and they're called like dollar cabs. They used to be $1. That's why they're called dollar cabs or dollar vans. But they run wild and rip and run in the streets, but they get you to the main avenue close to wherever you're going. Now I think they're like $3, but before they used to be $1. They basically compete with the bus. So we're going to the main Ave to catch the dollar van. And I remember when I first walked up on her, she's all like looking at me up and down. And you got to remember, like, when people size you up, especially other women, take heed. I always take heed when I pull up and a woman look at me from head to toe. Because why are you scanning me? What is your problem? Why are you scanning me? Is this the airport? Are you TSA? What's going on here? Before you even greet me, you're scanning me. What's that about? Red flag. See, when I was younger, I didn't know what the head to toe scan meant. Now that I'm older, I understand what it means. You feel me? You see me? Right? So, I know y'all hear a lot of cars. I'm sitting in my car right now. I'm about to go inside in a few, but at the end of the day, I didn't know what the scan was, but we all know what the scan means. I'm trying to see what you got going on so I can compare myself to it, so I can see if I'm up to par. Because friends like that, when they scan you from head to toe, they make you the standard. In their head, you're what they need to live up to, which is crazy to me. Your standard should be you, your likes, your goals, what you want to look like. Even if your standard could be a celebrity or an influencer. But you shouldn't be friends with somebody that you make the standard. You shouldn't be looking up to your friends. You shouldn't be fans doing fan behavior stuff with your friends. That's scary. I don't want anyone that has access to me to look up to me or do any type of fanatic type of behavior. That's weird. So immediately after the scan, she's like, that's what you're wearing? Y'all, I legit don't even remember what I had on. Knowing myself when I was that age, I was, like I said, my mom gave me the opportunity to express myself, and I was starting to be into fashion. So I'm pretty sure I was wearing something spunky, hot, cute, and sexy. Whatever it was. I've always been girly. Always been girly. Always been cutesy. Always been that. That has always been my vibe. From when I was young, I asked my mom, Barbie everything, Barbie camera set. I want pink this. I want heels. I want jewelry. My mom ain't never had to force me to be girly. She made me girly. My father used to get mad at her because she used to put little halter tops on me when I was a baby and get my ears pierced and jewelry and this and that. And my father just felt like that was too grown for me. But I've always been that. So, like I said, remember, me and Mustard haven't been seeing each other. I kind of blossomed while she's been sheltered in. We would see each other occasionally, but she probably never has seen me step out. And remember, social media wasn't like it was. Like, even though we had, like, maybe MySpace and stuff like that, we weren't, like, taking pictures, posting up, people keeping up with each other. It wasn't like that. Like, social media was literally, like, people just communicating with each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like what it is today. You couldn't keep up with somebody just because you had them on MySpace. So she wasn't keeping up with me like that. So this is probably her first time seeing me blossom like a butterfly and step out. I got makeup on, whatever. And I'm not talking about like caked up face makeup. I probably got some black eyeliner, some mascara, and some lip gloss. That's makeup. That was makeup for us back then. I talk like I'm a dinosaur, but that was makeup. We wasn't going any further than that. You had on black eyeliner on your bottom lid, a wing, and you were makeuped out, okay? Immediately, Mustard proceeds to ask me if what she's wearing is okay. I don't remember what she had on either, but I know she used to dress like a grandma. Like, she dead used to dress like a granny. She dressed like how them old grannies who are just taking a stroll to go to the supermarket dress. That's how she used to dress. So, no makeup, nothing. Like, no pizzazz, nothing. Like, when I tell you, Carrie. Okay? Fucking Carrie. Let me stop cursing. Oh my God, I'm horrible. I'm horrible. So, now, I tell her, of course I lie to her, because like I said, I'm not in a fashion, never been in a fashion of telling people about themselves. That's how people start hating you. I don't want to tell you about yourself. That's not my job. I'm not telling you about yourself. If you ask me, I still probably won't tell you. I hate to be fake, but it's like I just would rather not put myself in that position for somebody to be offended. Like, because what I like is what I like, and what you like is what you like. So what does it even make sense for you to ask me for my approval? The only thing I'm going to approve is shit that I like. And if it ain't something that I like, I'm most likely not going to approve of it. But that doesn't mean that it's wrong or it ain't good. It's just not my cup of tea. So I never understood people checking in with me or asking me if I think this is good. Like, do you think it's good? Because ultimately, this is your decision, not mine. Like, why do you want my approval for something that ultimately affects you? Whatever you put on your body affects you. It's not going to affect me. So, are you comfortable? Because if you're comfortable, that's all that really matters. Like, literally, that's all that matters is, are you comfortable? So I tell her what she has on is good. Of course, she doesn't believe me because I'm a badass liar. And she's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go looking like this. And I'm just like, girl, it's just a little high school party. You know, by that time, I was doing big y'all, big amanting. I was going to parties, rooftop in the city. So I'm looking at her like, girl, it's a little high school party. Like I'm not in high school. Like, thinking I'm grown. I'm 16 talking like I'm not. Oh, it's a high school party. Like, I'm grown. Like, I'm weak as hell. I was too much. Because what do you mean, girl? Like, what do you mean is that little high school party? You are in high school. But like I said, I had a fake ID. Wasn't nobody telling me nothing, yo. So we standing on the corner of Church Avenue in Brooklyn. If y'all from New York and y'all know, y'all know. On this corner, busy-ass corner street, Church Avenue and Flatbush, debating about whether her outfit is good or not. Whole time, I'm trying to get there to meet my friends so they can let me in through whatever door they about to let me in through. It's a high school party. We don't got that long. It don't run till that late. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to be outside as long as I can. Like, I still got a curfew. Like, my mom lets me be outside, but I can't be outside all night either. Like, I still got to get home. So, girl, like, can we get the show on the road? Like, can we get this going? Can we get this moving? So she's like, oh, well, let's just go back to my house so I could change into something. So I'm like, all right, let's just make it quick. So we walked back. We weren't too far from home anyways. We walked back. We head over to her house. I told her I'm waiting downstairs. She asked me if I'm coming up. I'm like, no, I'm going to just wait downstairs because I didn't want to come up. And first of all, she had no elevator. She lived in one of those brownstones where you legit had to take the stairs all the way to the fourth floor. Like, there was no elevator. So no, I'm not about to work up a sweat and climb up all them stairs. Hell no, no, no. Second, I don't want to. It's the nighttime. I'm about to go out. I'm dressed like a pussycat doll. Last thing I need is your prudential, prude ass mother from the church watching me, judging me, about to check me when my mother didn't even check me. I'm not about to go through all that right now. No, I'm not. That's your problem. That's for you to deal with. I already left my house. I'm out of the woods. I'm good for another 3 to 4 hours, girl. And I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get to where we going. We still got to take this dollar van all the way up to Eastern Parkway. And when we get to Eastern Parkway, we got to walk a few blocks. So let's get to moving, girl. Like, we got a 30-minute trip ahead of us. So I'm telling y'all streets, but if you from New York, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I say those streets, because those are main avenues. So now she go upstairs. She don't even spend long. I don't even think she went into her crib, because like I said, it's mad stairs. She came back down a few minutes later. She's like, I don't have anything to wear. So I'm just like, oh my God. Now I'm annoyed. Because we were supposed to leave at least 20 minutes ago. We already walked to the Ave, had to walk back. Now you don't have nothing to wear. I know if I want to go change my clothes, on my way back, you could have at least been thinking about an idea of what you have, what you might want to put on, where it's at, where you could find it. At least I style myself in my head. I be thinking about where I want to go, and I'm like, okay, start styling myself in my head. Oh, I know I got this here. I got this here, these pair of shoes here, this here, that here. Like, start working it out. At least you save time and you have an idea of what you want to put on. Anyways, when you think of party, I don't even think why she didn't even consider, like, I wouldn't say dressing up, but just, like, nobody, like, when people say let's go out, what do people think in their head? When somebody say let's go out, I'm not saying that you gotta act like you going to prom or something, but like, put something on, put that shit on. You got one life to live. Put that fucking shit on. Every time I go out, I put that on, okay? I don't need anyone's approval to put it on either. I'm ready to put it on. What? I got somewhere to put this shit on? Oh, let's go put it on. That's how I am. I be waiting. Should be halfway on. Ready to go. So she come back down. She's like, oh, I don't have anything to wear. I couldn't find anything. Like, girl, did you look? Did you pinch the bitch? Like, did you even look? Because you came down mad fast. And she's like, and I don't want to wake up my mom so that she doesn't know that I came back home. She's not going to let me leave out the house again. She thinks I'm across the street by you, whatever. So I'm just like, so what do you want to do? Let's go. She's like, oh, if there's something that I can get her to put on. So I'm just like, like, I don't want to go search. It took me long enough to search for something for me to wear. Now we got to go search for something for you to wear. But because I wanted to leave so bad, we just end up going back to my house. And I started letting her, like, look through my clothes, look through my closet. Everything that she's putting on, she keep going into the mirror with this, she used to have this dumb-ass look on her face all the time. I hated it so bad. I still hate it now. You know that passive-aggressive blank look? Like, if you have that blank emoji look in your head, like, she used to just look like, put that look on her face. Like, just say how you're feeling and say what you're thinking. Why? Stop with this passive-aggressive shit. Like, girl, what is on your mind? Like, get that look off your face. Do you like it or do you not? How do you feel about it? You get closer to getting what you want when you actually decide this is something that you don't want. Oh, well, you know, maybe the bottom is too long, or right here is too big, or I want something maybe a little brighter in color, or talk. Problem solve. Get this show on the road. Why you got this stupid ass look on your face? And that's what she was doing with everything that she tried on. And it's like, girl, I'm giving you stuff that's my style, that's my size to wear. We don't have the same body type. We don't have the same style. We don't have the same anything. You asked for this. Pick something or leave it what you came with and stop irritating me. This night, we already done wasted almost an hour doing this and you still not happy. In the end, she just ended up changing her shirt. She wore one of my shirts or whatever, and she was still asking me like, oh, is it good? So I ended up having to tie it in the back with a scrunchie and then tuck it and then kind of like cut a little slit at the top because she had big breasts. And I told her that. I was like, she kept saying, oh, I don't have any butt or whatever. And I'm like, girl, you got titties for days. So accentuate what you have. Work with what you have. You have tits. I don't have tits. Show that cleavage, girl. Make them things spread. See, that's the problem with people. They are focused on everything they don't have, everything that everybody else has, and they're not focusing on their own strengths. Focus on your strengths. Focusing on your strengths is what's going to give you the confidence to fix wherever you're weak at or wherever you feel like you're weak at. I never been a person to have big breasts. Never. My family members do, not me. Did I let that bring me down? No, one day I'm going to get me some don't implants. God willing. I stay safe doing it, but That's how I'm going to fix that. But until then, you're about to get these itty little bitty titties in the market. Get in a car, tell her park it. You're just about to have to deal with that. I still get loved on, little titties or not. So, at the end of the day, yeah. So, basically, we head out, mad late, get to the party. We missed the first way to enter. Missed out on that. So now we got to do it the hard way. We got to go hop the fence and go down the basement through the cafeteria door. That's how we had to get in. That's how everybody else was getting in, because the way in the front was already, I don't know if they caught on or it was clipped for the front way. Here come Mustard, refuses to hop the fence, talking about, oh, we're going to get in trouble, this and the third. Like, girl, I told you where we were coming. The whole way when we were in the dollar van, you heard me communicating with my other friends, and I'm telling you, okay, when we get there, we're going to go in through this way, then we're going to get wristbands from this person, blah, blah, blah. You heard all of this. So if you were feeling any type of anxiety, any type of nervous, you should have turned your ass and went back home. That was your cue. Once somebody starts to tell you what the plan is and you feel like you're not a part of, you don't want to be a part of that, that's your cue to leave. That's not your cue to stay. If I'm in a car with a whole bunch of people and they talking about they about to do a drive-by, yeah, pull over, right there, yeah, right there, yeah, okay, gather your stuff, get out of these people's car and go your way. That's your job. That's what you supposed to do. You don't stay in that car, get to the drive-by, and start pussyfooting. And start distracting the whole game plan. That's how people get got. That's how people get unalived. That one person who not even down with the plan, but they there distracting the whole situation when everybody needs to be paying their undivided attention to what's going on right now, because we're trying to pull off a scheme that Todd set up. Okay? Like, girl, get it together. She refuses to hop the gate. We don't even have that much time. The people that's letting us in is telling us, hurry up. She refuses to hop. Me, I don't want to leave her. I'm trying to convince her. I'm spending all this time trying to convince her to hop the gate. It wasn't even a high gate. You just had to climb like 2 little stuff and then just turn over. But there was like a brick on the other side to catch you. You weren't like hopping down again. It wasn't nothing crazy. Trust me, if I was willing to do it, it wasn't crazy. Because I'm not willing to do a lot. Not with my nails and all that stuff. You feel me? So she refused to hop it. I ended up hopping it first to show her that it was easy. When I got to the other side, she still refused to come. The person at the door got so frustrated, and my friends had already went in. They're texting and calling me like, come in, he's about to close the door. He ended up closing the door. And I was standing right at the door with him like, all right, just give her a few minutes, She was not coming. He was like, yo, you coming in or not? I just told him to close the door. I told him I'll text my friends to see if I could get in again. Just give me a few. I go out there. She's like, let's just go home. It's already late. It's already getting late. Yeah, it's already getting late. You done ruined the night. And then we all weren't even going to go straight home. We were going to end up going to Williamsburg or 14th Street or something like that. Just to like, get the rest of the night in and then head home. And it's like, now that my friends are in the party, they're not even answering me anymore. The music is loud. They're probably having fun now. I'm not about to sit out here and wait for them either. Like, so I did go home with her. Disappointed as fuck. Not only did you waste my night, you made me cut my good shirt just to give you cleavage. Waste of a shirt, I don't even think I ever got that shirt back. I don't even think she ever gave it back to me. I don't remember. Don't quote me on that. She might have did, but I don't remember that. I probably had to let her keep it. So now that was that instance, right? That red flag, right? Boom. So now over the time, I think her and I, we kept in contact little by little. I started to see that she started to come out her shell just like a little bit more. So one day she hits me up and she's like, hey, I was in cosmetology school. She asked me if I can do her hair for her. I'm like, okay, cool. I just know she was one of those girlies that just goes, get a perm, a wash and set, wrap and go. She never was into the weave or none of that. So when she asked me to do her hair, I was just kind of saying like, oh, you don't want to go to the Dominicans? Because I don't really do wash and blows. I do weaves. That's what I was learning. So she was like, yeah, she want to weave. She never had a weave before. She want to weave. I already knew that her mother being religious as she wasn't going to go for the weave thing. So I had just asked her, like, how does your mother feel about you getting a weave? And she's like, oh, she don't want me to get it. She says she's not paying for it. But if I get it and I pay for it for myself, then maybe that will be fine or whatever. Going against the grain, but that's your household, whatever. So she goes, she buys the weave. She asks me what weave to buy. I tell her what weave to buy, right? Mind you, I do hair. I go to cosmetology school and I also do hair on the side. Like, I have customers. She knows that. That's what I was doing. I was doing people's hair. Before I was a fashion designer, I was a beautician. I used to do weaves and stuff like that. So the whole time she's talking to me about doing her hair, I'm thinking that she understands that she has to pay me. And guys, around this time, I'm charging $25-$50 for a weave. Literally. I'm doing it in my house, or I'm going to somebody else's house to do it. It wasn't a big thing like it is now. She knows that. And I also told her that too, because when she went and bought the weave or whatever, and I told her, I was like, damn, what did you get? I was asking her, like, I knew she didn't work, where she got the money to buy the weave from, and her mother wasn't paying for it. At that time, I had a job. I was washing hair at a hair salon. So I'm asking her, like, where did she get the money from? And she's like, oh, like, when she get, like, her birthdays, people give her money and the cards and stuff like that. So when she was looking at some hair to buy, I was like, don't buy that because she had told me how much money she had. I was like, you still got to give me $25 for the hair. So I told her which hair to have so that she could have enough money left over to pay me. So I thought that was established, right? So now she comes to my house. I sit down and slave on her hair and do her weave. She ain't never had a weave before. She feeling the hell out of herself, right? So when it comes time to leave, she's getting ready to walk out my house. I was like, Mustard, you don't got the $25 for me? She's like, oh, I ended up buying some other stuff for the hair, so I don't have any more money left over. I'm like, what stuff you owe? Like, she bought hairspray and stuff like that. The people, when you go to a beauty supply store, they're going to upsell you, especially if they know that you green and you don't even come here and you don't even do this. They're going to start telling you to buy all this stuff that you don't even really need. So I'm just looking at her, so you're not going to give me the $25? And she's like, she basically looked at me like, I don't have it to give you. Like, no. So you came here and sat down and got your hair done for free. For the free. For the free. I'm not the reason why you want a weave. So how does that become my responsibility? How? You want to glam yourself up. You want to be outside. And you're making that my responsibility. You're making that my responsibility. Mine's. So that irritated me. Like I said, I was young and dumb. What was I going to say? What I was going to do? I did tell my mother about it. My mom was like, oh, that's your friend, though. You're so white. My mom is a giver. So my mom's just like, that's your friend. You did a favor for your friend. It's not that deep. It is that deep. Because she goes and gets her hair permed and washed and set at the Dominicans down the street faithfully. Why you can't give me $25 for sewing this weave in your head? Because I'm 16 and I'm your friend? That's weird. That's weird as hell. So, that was one instant. I'm literally telling you guys, I don't know the timeline. I know what happened at the end, but I don't know the timeline of everything. So I'm just telling you guys are red flags, things that happened in the friendship that should have just made me stop dealing with this person long before things got to where it got. So now there was this next time where and this is where she had me messed up, and I should have stopped talking to her after this situation. This is where I really should have stopped talking to her, right? So, and then she tried to play me after that too. So I really, the last situation, I baited for even being around her. So let's just get to it, right? The second to last situation. Is that the second to last? Yes. So now, y'all know I'm a fashionista. I always like going shopping. That was always my thing. I was a shopaholic. I used to be in them stores always shopping. My cousins at the time, my older cousins or whatever, and they friends, they were what you call boosters. Back in the days, boosters were people who they would travel. They would go to all the top of the line brick and mortar designer stores like Nordstrom, Bergdorf Goodman, Macy's, Bloomingdale's, Go OT, Saks, Fifth Ave, and all them stuff. And they was teeth. They was steel. Okay, they would have them bags with aluminum foil on the inside, preventing the buzzer from ringing. They would steal all that top quality name brand stuff, come back and resell it. They take off the buzzers. They taught me how to take off the buzzer too. The way you take off a buzzer on a clothing, don't mark my words, but the way you take it off is you see a buzzer. I don't even think they have buzzers anymore on clothing. I think it's in the tags. But when they used to have them big old bulky buzzers, you burn it right at the clip part. You burn the plastic. After the plastic is burnt off, you take a knife and you just unclip it, and boom, the buzzer's off. That's how they used to get the buzzers off when they used to steal all them high-end clothes, right? When they used to put them buzzers. That's why they started putting them big string buzzers on clothes. You ever go into a store back, I don't know if they still have it, they used to have them big cords. It's because people would be able to steal and burn off that cord. But you got to be careful because those buzzers got ink in them. So if you unclip it the wrong way, the ink is going to burst and mess up the whole clothing. So it's a whole thing. So I used to always want to go. I say that to say because I used to always want to go with my cousins boosting because I wanted to be down. These are my older cousins. They're older than me by a few years. Them and their friends are outside getting flea, getting fly, getting fresh. I'm trying to be on my grown woman fashionista stuff. They're obviously not going to just get me free designer clothes. So I'm like, I'm going to get my own clothes. Not saying that shoplifting was okay, but like I said, I was young. I was a teenager. So I see my older cousins shoplifting. Yeah, I want to shoplift too. That was the cool thing. It was cool. If you were known as a booster back in the days, you had cool points because you were getting good-ish. Like, you were in the top of the line stuff. Like, you had on the freshest gear. You were making money. So I wanted to join the club. So here I am. That's one thing my cousin had always told me. If you're not going with a team of boosters who know how to boost, even when you go with them, everybody into the store by themselves. Not saying that I had went shopping that day just to boost, but I ended up I had went shopping, went to Forever 21, went to some stuff. That was my store. H&M, Forever 21, those were my stores. Urban Outfitters, my stores, my shit. So after I went to the stores that I could afford, I went into Macy's just to see if I could boost something. Because, I had the resources. I took my cousin's bag. Whatever. Lo and behold, when I was going that day shopping, Mustard had just came to my house to just check me, and then I told her I was going shopping, and she said she wanted to come too, so I just let her tag along. I didn't go with intentions to steal, but I knew that if I could, I would. You know what I'm saying? I went there like, okay, if I catch a lick, I'm catching a lick. Didn't tell Mustard, right? Didn't tell her until we got into the store and I seen something that I liked. So now we get into Macy's. Mind you, we shopping, but she not even buying anything. Like, she just came along for the ride. So we get to Macy's, and we're walking around. I'm dumb. I'm young. And, sorry, y'all, I saw somebody that I did not want to see me sitting in here. I'm dumb and I'm young and I don't know how to steal. So I see mind you, a little pair of earrings, like some $10 earrings, like clear earrings that you just see on them little rotating racks. So now I leaned over to Mustard and I'm just like, girl, like, I want to take these earrings or whatever the case may be. And then she's just like looking at me with the stupid face. So I'm just like, I'm about to take these earrings. I was like, you want something too? And she was like, okay, she want this necklace. So she picks up the necklace and passes it to me. So I'm telling her, like, girl, I mean, you want something too, you take it. Like, I'm just telling you I'm about to take something, not leaving you out the game. I don't want to leave out this store and I got something good and you ain't got nothing. So I asked you and you ain't buying nothing this whole time. So I asked you, when I asked you if you want something, I didn't mean for me to get it for you. I meant, do you want to take something yourself? Like, I'm just letting it be known, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is so bad. Like, I can't believe I'm young and dumb like that. So she's like, yeah, she want the necklace. So she passes me a necklace. So I felt like, honestly, that was the point where I knew it was gonna go downhill for that incident right there. Because me and her are debating back and forth, like we're passing the jewelry back and forth to each other because I'm telling her to take it. I'm telling her just put it in your pocket or put it in your bag. And she's giving it back to me and telling me to take it. So eventually, I just was like, fuck it. I just took both the earrings and the necklace and I don't know, I think I put it in my bag or something. And I was like, let's just go. So now we're walking, but I can see that Mustard she's not walking directly next to me. Like, she's walking a little bit like away from me, but we're still walking and going out the store. Me, I'm not even caring that she's not walking directly next to me. I'm just trying to get out the store because I know I got the merchandise. Mind you, like I said, it's like little earrings, little necklace, probably like $30, whatever. Nothing designer, nothing crazy. Like I said, it was my first time ever stealing from a store, and I just wanted to do it because it was the cool thing that all my bigger cousins were doing. So now we walking out, and all of a sudden, the loss prevention guy comes and tries to pull me over, like to talk to me. And I'm like, oh shit. And he asking me, where's the jewelry you took? So now he's looking at her and she looks at him, and I'm thinking that she's gonna like wait or stop. But she just kept walking and he let her walk. I mean, obviously he saw that she didn't take nothing. So he let her walk and she just kept walking. She walked straight out the store. So she left me in there. Not saying she was supposed to stay, but girl, like, go away from me outside or something, right? So she leaves. Mind you, I'm not even knowing, but this girl leaves and goes straight home. She don't pass go, don't stop and collect $200, just go straight home. She went straight home. So I'm in Macy's looking stupid because now the loss prevention guy didn't stop me. I'm underage, so you know they're going to have to call my mother. This is my first time I ever realized that Macy's has a jail. They dead ass legit have a jail cell in there. Because he brought me upstairs, he took the jewelry back from me, and they put me in a little jail cell, seated. And after that, they called the police, and then the police called my parents, and my mom had to come get me from inside of Macy's because I was a minor. So that was just something stupid that I did. And I couldn't believe that she left me because, girl, it wasn't like I just took something for myself. I took something for you, too. So it's kind of like how people do with, like, drug dealers and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people on the street making dirty money. And then the mom and the family and everybody at home benefiting off of all that dirty money. And then once he get locked up, they not supporting him. Why you not supporting him? If it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. So even though you got to walk out the store, which is good, why would you go straight home, and why would you not wait for me or see about me or see anything if I was good or anything? Because I took for you as well. You know what I'm saying? And then I had told my mom that too. My mom was like, I don't even know why you would bring Mustard shopping with you and you would do something like that with her. You already know what type of mom she has. You already know, like, basically saying, like, you already know the situation. Like, they're church people, they're this. And I'm just like, Ma, she was going along with it. She just wasn't going along with getting caught. So don't let that little innocent thing fool you. She's trying to be down. She's trying to be down with the game, but she's just tagging along. She's not even, she trying to eat, but she's not even hungry. Like, girl, go sit down. Like, all bark, not even no bark or no bite. Like, no bark, no bite, nothing. Just here, just go, move around. Not saying that I should influence her to take anything, but it was just kind of like, that's whack, bro. And I just feel like I said, if you're not comfortable with certain things, don't be a part of it. She at any moment could have just not been a part of that situation. So I kind of had cooled off on her after that happened because I was a little pissed off that she left me. During the time I'm cooling off, I'm not really freaking like, I'm not really, I'm about to curse. I'm not really dealing with her like that. I see she started making her own little group of friends, people who are more like her more type of style friends. And I realized she started going out more, you know. She kept that weaving I gave her for a long ass time. I don't know if she got it redone, kept it in. No, she had ended up keeping it in for a while. She kept it in for a few months. She going out, she feeling herself, she hanging out with friends, whatever. But I realized that, all right, now you flexing, you're not inviting me nowhere, but when it was the other way around, you wanted to be going wherever I went. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to be all up in my friend's face. You wanted to invite yourself everywhere, but it was like you was never inviting me out to do stuff with your friend. I remember one time I had seen her, and she looked like she was headed out, and I asked her where she was going, and she was like she was going to like a something with her friend. I don't know if it was a baby shower or something. And I was just like, okay, can I come? And she was just like, oh, well, it's my friend stuff, so I don't know. Yeah, you know how many times it was my friend stuff and I let you come? And you was all up in my face to come? But whatever. Sometimes people don't even like to invite you around other people because they're afraid of how people's going to gravitate to you and your energy. She knew I was hot shit, and she knew the second that she would have brought me around her friends, they would have been all in my face because I'm Miss Fashion Girl, Miss Barbie Doll. And she probably would have felt like insecure. She probably felt like that was a space where she could feel herself and feel secure within herself, which is cool. Whatever, I guess. So, like I said, her and I wasn't really hanging out anymore after that whole Macy's thing, but we would sometimes see each other and try to stay in contact. Now, the reason why I said she had me effed up was because one day I had went to her house. I forgot how I ended up going to her house. I went to her house, and I was sitting there waiting for her, and her mom came in. And as soon as her mom came in, she rolled her eyes at me. And mind you, like I said, I know her mom from young because her and my mom were church people, and we're doing stuff with the church or whatever. But my mom had ended up she stopped going to that church after a while. Like, the church had ended up reforming, changing into a different religion, and people just kind of like broke apart. So her and my mom wasn't even really like doing much of that church stuff together anymore. They kind of drifted off to their separate churches. But when her mom came in and rolled her eyes at me and didn't even greet me, I'm like, what the hell is that about? So I asked her, I was just like, your mom's mad at us? And she was just like, oh no, like, my mom just feel like, you know, when you're around, like, you're kind of like a bad influence on me. And like, because I'm like going out and stuff now, she feel like ever since I started hanging out with you, like now I'm like, you know, the weave, she know you did the weave for me. And like, you know, like, okay, so basically you wanted to spread your wings and you used me to do it, and now I'm getting the backlash for it from your mom. Instead of you being honest with your mom about you wanting to spread your wings. You want to be outside. You want to try different things. You want to wear weaves. You want to wear makeup. You want to get out of this carry lifestyle. You don't want the pig's blood on you anymore. Like, just tell her that. Why is that my fault and why is that my problem? How am I a bad influence on you? And nevertheless, me and you haven't even been hanging out in months. And I dare you to have told her about the Macy's thing because your mom didn't have to come pick you up from Macy's. My mom did. And you were okay with stealing. You were. You just wasn't okay with getting caught. So it was just kind of like, I hated that you putting me in a bad light in front of your mom. Not that I care about what your mom has to say about or feel about me. I don't care. But you putting me in a bad light in front of her. And freaking, this is the life you're trying to spread your wings. You're trying to spread your wings. I didn't force you to get a weave. I didn't force you to do anything. Even now that you're hanging out with other people and whatever you're doing, I didn't drive you into doing that. That's something that you always wanted to do. You just feel more comfortable doing it now because you got to weave. And you done been outside and you just feel like now you can do it. whatever. So I left, and that made me uncomfortable because I don't want nobody mom thinking I'm a bad influence on their child and like making me feel like I'm less than because I'm choosing to live a creative lifestyle or I'm just being a kid. And you want your daughter to be Carrie all day, but she don't want to be Carrie. She want to be Carrie Bradshaw. So, boom. We get to the last red flag. The last red flag that made me never talk to Mustard again. Never. Like, I was done. She was Clippiana after that. Done for. Done. So, I was going... All right, let me be messy. I wasn't going to be messy, but let me just be messy. I was going through a breakup with one of my first high school sweethearts. Yes, my first boyfriends ever, right? And you already know when you have your first boyfriend and you're in high school, you think that's going to be your forever everything. Like, I mean, it does happen for some people, but not for the majority. You rarely see high school sweethearts stay together for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, forever. So I had that fairy tale dream that me and this guy were going to be together forever. Womp, womp, womp. It did not go that well. It actually was a crazy story. He ended up even breaking my window that night, too. So, nevertheless, let me just get started. So, I was also friends, I say that lightly, with his friends. And his friend had invited me. I would say invited loosely. Let's just say I saw the flyer of the party and I hadn't talked to my boo. We were going through a breakup. I thought it was just a break because we go through that. We had went through that already, and I hadn't spoke to him in like 2 weeks. And I was like, okay, the party's gonna be a good way to break the ice because he wasn't like he was mad at me or whatever the case may be. Was he mad at me? Or was I mad at him? I don't know. I don't even know, y'all. I don't even know. We just wasn't together. We wasn't getting along. Boom. I decided I was going to kind of crash the party. The reason why I say invited is because technically his friend didn't invite me, but technically I did tell his friend I was going to come. And technically he said, cool. So I felt like everybody knew I was going to be there at that point. So I had invited my friends to come with me, but everyone was bailing out at last minute. It was still going to be a good party. In the day, the party was like parties that we've gone to before. The only thing that was different was that for the first time, me and my boo weren't together. But it wasn't nothing that we weren't already doing. Me and my friends would always go to his friend's party. His friend used to always throw parties and stuff, right? That's how lit it was back in the days. We was in high school, and high schoolers were renting out spots and throwing parties, renting out backyards, renting out basements, renting out storefronts and stuff, and throwing parties. Like, it was a time back in the days. You don't really see that happening nowadays, but back in the days, it was a thing. So I figured I'm just going to go to this party, have fun, make up with my man. So when all my party friends bailed out on me, I wasn't even really mad about it because, like I said, I've always been a person who thrived in solitude. I'm a loner. I do not mind going out by myself. I don't mind going anywhere by myself. I can go to a party by myself. It's nothing. And then I knew my boo was going to be there, so I knew eventually I was going to be good as soon as he got there. So I remember it was an all-white party, too. I remember. You had to wear all white. Remember I told you I hadn't been really speaking to Mustard that much, but she had ended up stopping by. I think her mom sent something for my mom or whatever. She came by to drop it, so she saw me getting ready, asked me where I was going. I told her I was going to a party or whatever the case may be. It wasn't even far. The party was probably like 4 blocks away from our house, like walking distance. So she was just like, oh, I'm not doing anything tonight. Do you want me to come with you or whatever? Because I had told her I was going by myself. And I was just like, I don't even really want to hang out with Mustard. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, I didn't know anything about red flags and friendships. But I knew that you left me hanging at Macy's. I even remember when my mom came pick me up, the first thing I was worried about was, let me get my phone so I can call Mustard and make sure she's good. She's probably out here in Manhattan waiting for me. Whole time Mustard done went on the train, already went home. Didn't even go and contact my mom. And that's what pissed me off too. It's kind of like, All right, cool. You got scared, you left. Cool. You went to safety, you went home. Cool. Can't be too mad at you about that. Disappointed, can't be mad. But you didn't even go. You live across the street from me, and you know my mom number. Why would you not go and get me help? I'm locked up behind bars in Macy's. They won't let me out. The fuck? Why would you not go get my mom? Call my mom. Go knock on my door. Tell my mom something. Like, girl, survival instinct of a freaking rock. So, yeah, so I should have never spoke to her after that. But like I said, I was young. And honestly, even though I was cool with going to the party with myself because I wanted to see my man and reconcile, I didn't want to go by myself. I felt like it was just would have been extra weird for me to be there by myself. I felt like it just would have been an extra buffer to just have somebody to lean on with me. So I told her she could come. Against my better judgment, I told her she could come. Why she still wanted to hang out with me, knowing that she left me in Macy's and her mother doesn't like me, I don't know. Whatever. She wanted to hang out with me. So now, she doesn't even have anything all white to wear. Of course, she needs me to help her dress her, give her my clothes to wear. So I give her clothes to wear, whatever. She tells her mom she's staying by me, and then me and her end up getting dressed and we go to the party. Walk to the party, we go to the party, we get there. And lo and behold, I walk in and I see my man, hugged up and kissed up with another girl, y'all. And not just any girl. A girl that's been around us already. A girl that he said was his friend. His friend's cousin and his just regular friend. This girl went ice skating with us. Not ice skating, rollerblading. We all went rollerblading together at Empire Skating Ring. So you had this girl hanging out around me, and we've been broken up for 2 weeks, and now y'all a thing, y'all item. I'm the only one who didn't know because nobody else around here looks surprised. I'm the only one with egg on my face. So y'all know the demon inside of me had to turn up. I saw red. Long story short, I saw red, ended up confronting my man about it, even though he wasn't my man anymore. And he hadn't been for like 2 weeks, so he had the right to move on. I felt very betrayed, confronted him about it, took his hat off his head, and roofed it. I roofed his hat. I didn't even know I was capable of roofing anything, but I was mad enough that I took his hat off and I roofed it. Once I took his hat off and I roofed it, mind you, none of this was planned. None of this was planned. It just all happened. And all I remember was Mustard was with me when I went to go and confront my man. She was right by my side. And I remember she did tell me, let's just go. But I'm telling her, like, this is my man. And it's the first man I ever had. I'm in love. I'm not going nowhere. What's going on with my man and this Jezebel right here? Like, that's all I kept thinking in my head. I should have just left. That's one good thing she did tell me to do was leave, and I didn't. But she was next to me, right? So I tossed his hat. After I tossed his hat, I saw red. I don't know what happened, who happened, nothing. I know I tossed his hat, and I know the girl tried to attack me. Me and her started scuffling, and then she had a whole bunch of stud friends that was with her who tried to pounce on me. And that's why for a long time, I couldn't stand studs with dreads because all I could remember was that stud with the dread who was trying to pounce on me for my man on behalf of her friend or whatever the case may be. So it was just a crazy situation, and all I remember was the friend that party it was. I used to call him Rakishi because he was so big. I just remember him picking me in the middle of the scuffle. He picks me up, puts me over his shoulder, and walks me out of the crowd and brings me down the street to calm down. I'm irate. I'm screaming. I'm kicking. I want to fight. No. They try to jump me, and that's my man. And just stupid. Just young and dumb. And by the time he calmed me down, I keep asking him, no, I gotta go back now because my friend is over there. No, 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 I have to. I'm not going to fight. I gotta go get my friend. I'm wilding, extra wilding, because the last thing I remember is getting attacked, getting jumped practically. I have mad people just on me, and I remember Mustard was with me, so all I'm thinking is that Mustard has to still be there. Remember, Rakishi don't know Mustard, so he saved me. He don't know to save my friend. Mind you, Rakishi's friends with the people that's jumping me too. Like, he just was trying to just neutralize the situation. He didn't have a dog in the fight. He just was neutralizing it. So I'm telling him to go get my friend. So now he's asking me like, oh, the girl you was with, or how she look again, what she have on. So I'm telling him. So he's like, just stay here, don't move, don't come back. I'm gonna go over there and look. So he did go over there. He's trying to disperse the crowd, getting everybody to just go their separate ways. And then he comes back to me, and he's like, I don't see her there. So she must have left. And he was like, how he checked the party too, and she's not in there. And I was like, you check the bathrooms, you check anywhere? So now I'm panicking because I'm like, where's Mustard? Like, did she get hurt? Like, what happened? So I started calling and texting her phone. She wasn't answering the first few times I called. Now, after like a couple of times, I see her answered, and she sounded calm. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God you answered. Where are you? Are you okay? Like, I'm panicking. And she's like, I'm fine, I'm home. You're what? I'm fine, I'm home. Okay, I know you're fine. You sound very fine. Why are you home? Why are you home? Yeah, lucky I'm not cursing no more. Why are you home? Why? How did you get there? Oh, you walked? How are you home? When did you leave me? At what point did you walk away from me? Is it where you saw me getting pounced on? Like, at what point did you feel like you were in a safe enough situation? I was in a safe enough situation for you to just have went home. Not you called the cops. Not you called my mother. Not you called somebody that could have helped. You went home. You walked your little tail home when we came here as a team. And y'all, not saying that she had to fight for me. I never said that Mustard was a fighter. Never said she was a fighter. You don't have to be a fighter to make sure your friend is good. There were so many different ways that she could have handled that situation. Point blank, period. Without having to get physical. Without having to get out of character. Without having to put herself in danger. Even if when things got crazy, you didn't know they was going to get crazy and you stepped away out of fear and safety precautions, you could have called the cops. You could have called my mom. You could have ran and got help some way, somehow. But the fact that you chose to just walk away and go home not knowing what could have happened to me. Mind you, when you're fighting, anything can happen to you. When you're getting jumped, anything can happen to you. You know how many people get unalive from a simple fight that they thought would be a simple fight? From a simple jump they thought would be a simple jump? So the fact that you weren't even cautious enough about, like, you know, and y'all, I had to talk with my mother about it. My mom was like, I told you, stop taking her places that she cannot handle because that's not the type of person she is. But I'm like, Ma, she don't have to be a person that lives a chaotic life to be a good friend. Like, she could have helped me in so many different ways instead of just leaving me. And it's not the first time she left me. And it's like, why you want to be around me? You want to be around me. You want me to dress you, do your hair, zhuzh you up, give you places to go, show you around, do all this stuff. And then you can't even, what am I getting in return? But, like, what am I getting in return? Why are you even here then? Like, I just felt like, I don't know, like, I didn't need her to jump into the fight, like I said, but why are you just even here? Why are you here? Why are you here? What use do you have? I feel like if anything, you're using me more than anything, than I'm getting any use out of you. Not saying that as friends we supposed to be using each other, but golly, like, come on, bro. This is crazy. You dead left me? That's nuts. I knew that day after I hung up the phone with her, it was clipped. I ended up seeing her a couple of days later. She kept trying to reach out to me, and I just kept She knew it was done for her. When I would see how I keep my head with the ill face, like, don't say nothing to me. And me and her and I, well, we never spoke after that. I ended up moving away. Maybe like 2 years later, I moved away. And we never spoke. That's what I'm saying. Like, when I seen her in my stories on Facebook, I was just like, what is she doing here? And I just felt like I just didn't like how I was the person that she chose to live vicarious through. When this was my real life. I legit was chasing a fashion dream. I legit was having fights for a man I thought would be mine forever. I legit was doing stupid shit like trying to steal at Macy's a pair of earrings. I was just trying to be a kid. I had a fake ID, whatever. I was made to look like a bad influence and someone that you can just feed off of. Why are you in my life? Get out of here. Move. Get away from me. That's how I really ultimately felt about it. And I'm so happy that I never spoke to her after that day. It's so real. Not only did I never speak to her, I never checked to see anything. Like, kept up to date. Nothing. Like, nothing. I have nothing for her. Literally. I just wanted to tell y'all this story because, like I said, how many red flags did Mustard show me for me to have not been surprised that she left me when I was getting jumped? How could I not be surprised? How? Baited me. Bad. That's it. That's all it was. But you guys, I'm not even mad. I'm not even sweating anything like that. Like, I've been in these situations for a long time. Just having women come into my life, just feed on me. Don't got nothing to offer me, don't got nothing to give me, just coming in and feeding on me. Can't even be there for me. I'm not saying that I didn't have a chaotic life. I did, and some people can't handle your chaotic life, but then stay away from me. That's all it was. But you guys, yes, that was the story time for today about mainly focusing on the red flags, you guys. We have to be more aware of red flags. Red flags aren't only things that pop up in relationships between a man and a woman or a spouse and a partner. Red flags are in friendships, family relationships, all of that. So you have to learn to read in between the lines, and you have to learn to not listen to what people say and watch more what they do, because your actions will tell you everything you need to know. Someone leaving you hanging, not even knowing if you were going to be safe, that's an action. You get what I'm saying? Someone choosing to use you to do their hair but don't even want to pay you the $25, even could have been like, oh yeah, when I get the money I will pay you. Like, just walked out, got your free service and left like you were owed it. I don't owe you nothing you want for yourself. All right, you guys, but that's my story time for today. I will be back on camera. Do not worry. Make sure you guys really, 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 really support my podcast style edition videos, because I'm trying to come out for you guys as much as possible. And there are some days where I don't have the ability to be on camera because I have so much going on. So if you guys still want these stories, tap in, give me a hype me up, okay? You get 3 hypes a week. Make sure you save one for me. Save one for your girl. Hype me up. Like, comment, and subscribe, and share. Share my video. And you guys also follow me on Instagram. Show me love on my other social media platforms. Especially Instagram is the place where I primarily post a lot more pictures and day-to-day activities. So keep up with me there. I also wanted to touch... What I want to tell you guys? The last thing I wanted to say. Besides hype me up. Oh yeah, my shorts. We are Haras Nyc, the fashion channel, and I'm going to be bringing you guys more fashion content first with more short videos, And later we're going to migrate and navigate into the more lengthy full episodes of the fashion channel and cover more fashion stuff. I know you guys have been waiting for it, and I've been planning and plotting and planning and plotting and paying and resourcing. So a Rolls Royce was not built in a day or a week. We're going to get there. And I'm happy that you guys continue to come back, continue to have faith in me, continue to show me love. A lot of you have been here since day one, and you're still here rocking out with me. And I just can't wait for the future, period, point blank. What I would like to say to you guys, like I always like to end off all my videos, make sure you pour into yourself, Haras dolls. Pour into your motherfucking self. Make sure you always do so. Because you don't want to end up like Mustard, trying to get poured into, using somebody else's life to pour into themselves. You don't want to be a loser like that. She's a loser. And the fact that she never even apologized to me, apologized about leaving me, abandoning me, and then you're sitting here watching my stories. What you trying to see? Trying to keep up with the Kardashians. Girl, go worry about yourself. Bye. I love you guys. Pour into yourselves. I'll talk to you soon. Later. So, was my life too chaotic for Mustard, or was she trying to live a life that she was not ready for and bite off more than she can chew? And did she end up being a bad friend, or saving herself was the best choice? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.